So if we take the long arc of history and we look at Tamil Nadu or Kerala 100 years ago, they were the worst place for caste. Vivekananda spoke of Kerala as the madhouse of caste, right? Students, you open their textbooks, they cannot read. So we are at that level. If we can do one thing, let's educate. I think as citizens, we've just given up. We don't expect. And we also don't know that things can be done better just next door. I've been going to Bangladesh for a long time. So 10 years before Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, Bangladesh, every home had virtually a toilet, 96%, something like that. And there are two reasons for this. One is the government, the Bangladeshi government used to give, and I used to see in the villages, the cement rings. In India, under Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, we give people money and we tell them, you make the toilet. And this money is often not enough. In Bangladesh, they don't give money, they give you materials. Basically means that you scare people into realizing that if you don't have a toilet, everyone's eating each other's shit. Yeah. So Bangladesh, so on the government side, a lot of education of the public, of citizens has happened. Plus, they give them what they need, which is the materials to build the toilet. But more than that, what I found through some anecdotes which I've written in the book, and perhaps you can say more about this, is that Islam is very particular about toilet hygiene. And there is a hadith on hygiene which says, and even in the Quran, it is written that if you can't find water, use other materials. So what I found in Bangladesh is they also use toilet paper apart. So it's not just about building toilets, it's about using toilet paper. Hygiene, I mean, even if you go to a small village shop in Bangladesh, they'll give you tissue paper to wipe your hands. So hygiene is extremely important. So I think cultural influence alongside government giving importance. So I think in everything that I'm saying in this book, it's both top down and bottom up. Citizens and the rulers.
Education को अगर एक transformatory agent बनना है, it has to be democratic in nature. Teacher and the student, there is no power relation. We have enough in Bihar. We have enough. I mean, you cannot find a democratic setup. Classrooms can be renovated. कुर्सियां नहीं आ जाएंगी, डेस्क नहीं आ जाएंगे, लेकिन वो जो ग्रेडेड इनइक्वालिटी का जो बैकग्राउंड लेकर के बच्चे आते हैं और जो शिक्षक वहां हैं, वो उसको रेप्लिकेट करते रहते हैं उस मॉडल को। मैं समझता हूँ वो वाली सब। और एक आखिरी टिप्पणी जो मैं कहूंगा, जो कि बहुत अच्छी स्वाति की बुक में आई है, नॉर्थ साउथ, इसने कोट किया अम्बेडकर को, और ये पोर्शन मैंने पार्लियामेंट में कोट किया था कि नॉर्थ के जो मूवमेंट रहे हैं, एंटी कास्ट मूवमेंट, उनका इम्पैक्ट हैज बीन मच मोर परवेसिव आइडियोलॉजिकली। अब उसका मैं एक उदाहरण देता हूं। अभी हाल के दिनों में हमारी पार्लियामेंट में उसी आसपास जब मैंने आपकी किताब कोट की थी, डीएम के एक हमारे मित्र ने पेरियार को कोट किया। कश्मीर पे बात हो रही थी, उन्होंने पेरियार को कोट किया, और चूंकि वो तमिल से इंग्लिश में ला रहे थे, तो समथिंग गेट्स लॉस्ट इन द ट्रांसलेशन एज इट हैपेंस। तो उन्होंने कहा पेरियार का वो कोट कि जब हर जाति, कौम, समुदाय को अपनी नियति तय करने का अधिकार होना चाहिए। It was interpreted as right to self-determination in the context of। अब पेरियार को लेकर के मैंने बार बार कहा, हंगामा हो गया, झगड़े की नौबत थी। I was telling, what is happening to us? Do you even know who Periyar was? What Sachi Ramayana is? लेकिन अब पूरा जो कॉग्निटिव फ्रेम है, उसमें अंबेडकर को कोट करने के बाद मैं समझता हूं कि आज भी on all important social issues of dignity, cohesion, South is far ahead of North. And I won't be surprised that if this kind of majoritarian politics continues, which is not the agenda of your book, but I'm here. If this kind of majoritarian politics continues, I have a feeling that South might decide a different course of action. That's it.
So if we take the long arc of history and we look at Tamil Nadu or Kerala 100 years ago, they were the worst place for caste. Vivekananda spoke of Kerala as the madhouse of caste, right? So, if it was not for all of those anti-caste movements, which usually get sparked with education, so the only hope that we have, and three of us are academics, is to revive education and deepen our democracy with the quality of education. Unfortunately, there is such a decline in the quality of education that the Asar report is telling us year after year after year. And you go to classrooms, you can see this. Students, you open their textbooks, they cannot read. So we are at that level. If we can do one thing, let's educate. Let's educate women, let's educate children.
Would you just share with the audience, because there was some startling data that just struck me, where she's doing the data comparison between small child, what is the reading capacity in Bangladesh, India and Nepal. I don't remember the exact figures, but I think it's of interest to any audience. That the same she's doing her data, it's sort of, what is going on here, So please just share with the audience.
And we can solve this problem so easily is what I realized from Bangladesh. So Asar, which is this NGO Pratham, every year comes out with this report on the annual status of education. And they've been telling us for the last 10, 15 years that half the children in grade 5 cannot read their textbook of grade 2, cannot form a sentence, cannot read a paragraph. So I took the same Asar questionnaire paragraph, translated it in Bengali, Nepali and Hindi, and I found the students in Bangladesh, 90% were aram se able to read it. But in Bihar it was 40%, in Nepal it was around 65%, and we also made them do mathematics sums. So then I tried to dig deeper. Why is it that they can read and our children cannot read? And it was actually very, very, very simple things. In Bihar, for example, textbooks come very late, but Bangladesh has found a very unique solution for that. They make first New Year's Day as their national textbook day. And come what may, the teachers have to show photographs that they've given textbooks. So there is some sort of monitoring, some accountability. The other example I found was they have this cute little thing called Little Doctors, where children check each other's to see whether they need to wear spectacles. So I need to wear specs and I can't see without it. So maybe half of those kids who cannot read, perhaps some of them need spectacles. And in Bangladesh, children every year check each other's eyesight. They check each other's weight. So when you have a country that doesn't have enough doctors, you can have children be self-sufficient and learn to do these life skills. So there are low-cost, simple ways of solving these problems. It just needs application of mind and political will, social pushing, citizens to demand. I think as citizens, we've just given up. We don't expect. And we also don't know that things can be done better just next door.
नेशनल दस्तक की आपसे गुजारिश है कि अगर इसको बचाना चाहते हैं तो नेशनल दस्तक को सब्सक्राइब करने के लिए रेड कलर के सब्सक्राइब बटन को दबाएं, फिर बेल आइकन की घंटी दबाएं। नेशनल दस्तक को बचाने के लिए बहुत ज़रूरी है कि हर खबर को शेयर करें, लाइक करें, कमेंट जरूर करें।